Hi, welcome to class. I'm going to be running through the products that we're going to be using for the purpose of this class. So what you mean, I'm starting off by introducing the Clairol developer in 20 volume. 20 volume. I'm going to explain why we're using 20 volume. And we have the lightener, popularly known as bleach. Professionally, it should be called a lightener. And purple shampoo. We're going to be also explaining why we're using the purple shampoo instead of normal shampoo. And then we have silicone mix. I'm going to explain what that does, why you need it. And then the lace frontal and mixing bowl, the wooden spatula, my tweezer, my comb. So these are the products that I'm going to be using: the hair lightener, which is popularly known as bleach, the developer, and my spatula and mixing bowl. So I'm going to add the amount of bleach that I'm going to use to bleach the knots. I don't specifically have a measurement. I just use what I know is enough. Sometimes I use 2 of the scoop, sometimes I use 1.5, and that's because I don't want to have to waste products. The amount of product I use also depends on the size of the frontal. Frontals come in 13x4 and 13x6. That's for the ear-to-ear frontal. So I'm just going to measure what I need enough for the product. I'm just going to reach out for my developer and I'm going to add it to the powder, the lightener. And I'm going to be very careful with my measurements. I'm going to add a little first, and I'm adding a second one. And to prevent the products from being too runny, your mixture from being too runny, you have to paste it. You have to you have to add a little bit of a developer, mix it up and see if it's enough, right? Before you go in with more. You have to be very mindful of the consistency, because that's what would make or mar your bleaching process. It can make if it's too runny, if the consistency is too runny, it's going to cause bleeding, which means that the product is going to pass through the lace and touch other areas of the hair that you don't want it to get to. So I'm going to continue mixing the 2 products together, and you have to be very mindful of your time. The moment you pour in the developer into the mixture, into the powder, it automatically activates it, so you just have to work really fast. So I'm going to add a bit more of the developer to the powder to get the right consistency. The consistency that you're actually trying to get is like your paste, like a moisturizer kind of. You know the way your toothpaste comes out, it's not hard, it's not soft, so it's not hard, it's not watery. I mean, it's just soft enough to touch the knots on top of the lace, bleach them a little, lighten it to the level that you want, and now I am ready. After mixing, I'm ready to apply the product to the lace. So as you can see how I flipped the lace upside down, I'm just going to apply it on that part. And before I do that, I'm going to ensure that I don't have any stray hairs. You can see how I'm trying to take the hair away so that it doesn't come in contact with the product, because the moment it does, it's going to lift it. You're going to start your baby hair. If you look closely, you notice that that's like the baby hair. Your baby hair area is going to be bleached just like this, and you don't want that. So make sure no hair getting in the way, just the frontal laying nice on top of the foil. I'm actually using the foil as a catalyst to speed up the process. So now I'm going to go ahead to apply from the front all the way to the back, front to the back, and I'm applying very lightly. I'm not applying any form of pressure. I'm not pressing it. I'm not trying to press the product into the frontal. If your consistency is right, it will just glide on smoothly, just like paste, like I said. So I'm going to apply this all over the frontal, all over the frontal. So now that I'm done applying the developer and lightener to the frontal, I'm going to turn it to the other side. And the reason for that is so that the product will not pass through the lace. You remember that we were just, what you're trying to bleach is just the knots. So you don't want any other part of the hair to have lightener on it so that it doesn't change, it doesn't lift basically. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then at this point, when you flip it over here, I'm just going to run my hands through, just check like the way I'm doing, to make sure that I don't have any product that has seeped through the lace. This is the reason why your product, your mixture doesn't have to be too watery. The consistency matters, because if it's too watery, trust me, it will pass through the lace. The lace is not like a pot, right? The lace is a fabric, so anything too soft, too watery will just pass right through it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just checking to make sure that I don't have any bleeding. That's what it's called. I don't have any bleeding, meaning any products that have passed through the lace to touch areas that I don't want it to touch. If you look, you can see that the product is just there underneath the lace. So at that point, it's just going to lift only the knots, and which is the purpose of, which is what I'm trying to achieve when I'm bleaching the lace frontal. It's not like I'm trying to color the entire hair. It's not like I'm trying to lift the entire hair for a color process. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave it like this on top of the foil. Now I'm setting my timer, and usually I work with 15 to 20 minutes, and that's because of the quality of the hair. So once my 15 or 20 minutes is up, I'll just take it straight to the tap and wash off the product, and then squeeze out any excess water and apply my purple shampoo. So by the time my timer was up, this was how the knots looked. This was just before I washed it off. You can see it has lifted. You need to rinse the product off the hair thoroughly, not just rinsing it off the frontal. Look closely, you will see that we still have some products on the hair, like we still have the powder on the hair. Make sure that you rinse it off thoroughly, rinse it off properly before you go ahead to apply your shampoo. So the idea of using your purple shampoo is to tone it down. Now I'm going to refer back to the color theory at this point. According to the color theory, colors that are opposite tend to cancel out themselves. So what we're basically trying to do is we're using the purple shampoo to cancel out brass, and brass is associated with gold. If you notice, our lace frontal has been bleached from black. The knots were bleached from black to blonde. So it's been bleached from black to blonde, which is why you're using the purple shampoo to cancel out the warmth that is associated with blonde. Remember the color theory, colors of opposite each other cancel out themselves. So I'm going to apply and spread the purple shampoo all over the lace frontal, all over, and then I'm going to leave it for a few minutes, rinse it out, apply my conditioner. This is the conditioner I use, or any other reconstructive conditioner, it's fine. And yeah, that's the finished look. That's what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, to share, drop a comment, subscribe to this channel. Thank you. I'll see you guys. Bye.